I have been testing something new non-stop lately, an AI tool called Vizard that transforms your lengthy videos into clips ready to be posted right now. I've explored quite a few tools in this particular space, but Vizard consistently wins me over because it actually solves the core pain point most creators face, pinpointing the best moments. It excels at packaging those moments perfectly for all your social platforms, and then diligently ensuring they actually get published across the board. So I figured I would walk you through my exact process, show you side-by-side results against other methods I've tried, and ultimately help you decide if this truly fits your unique workflow. All right, let's immediately jump right into the actual interface to see how this whole thing starts. The very first step I took was uploading a few long raw stock clips I sourced from a public library, including a car driving down a busy street, a van with someone approaching it, and a motorcycle point of view shot. These were absolutely nothing fancy. They represent the kind of unedited footage creators often let pile up for months on their local drives or in their general B-roll folders. What makes Vizard stand out immediately is the fact that you never have to manually hunt for those crucial, high-energy good bits. I simply pressed the Auto Edit Viral Clips button, and the system instantly began analyzing the entire duration of the video content. It intelligently searches for peaks in vocal energy, sharp audio spikes, engaging facial expressions, and significant framing changes within the footage. Crucially, for every single long clip, it simultaneously produced multiple short-form candidates in popular lengths, 15, 30, and 60-second versions. These suggestions included optimized vertical, square, and landscape crops, complete with suggested captions and ideal thumbnail frames ready for review. I promptly queued up 3 different jobs for processing, and then comfortably walked away to grab a well-deserved cup of coffee. Now, let's look at the very first result, which came from that car clip we uploaded. For full transparency, I also ran this exact same footage through a highly generative tool that attempts to continuously morph the vehicle's color throughout the sequence. While that flashy generative approach seemed neat conceptually, it ended up looking like a terrible mask filter with obvious bad edges, making the final output feel completely in-scene fake. I would honestly rate that overly flashy generative attempt a very generous 3 out of 10 for overall usability in a real-world context. Vizard, however, completely shifted its focus away from morphing individual pixels toward establishing a strong, compelling story within the short. It pulled a powerful 12-second hook that perfectly caught a reflection glistening on the car's hood, immediately followed by a fast cut to an expressive reaction shot found later in the original footage. It automatically applied a trendy caption style, then instantly produced both vertical and horizontal crops that were perfectly paced for platform consumption. The resulting edit flowed naturally, without any visual jitter or obvious rendering artifacts, matching the expected pacing for current short-form content algorithms. I would confidently give this specific output an 8 out of 10 because it is immediately usable, looks incredibly clean, and is certain to perform much better in any real-world feed. Moving on to our second test case, the clip featuring the van and the woman walking towards it. With some of the more experimental platforms, I tried to prompt an entire scene change, something dramatic like the van catches fire. While the generator managed to put in some smoke and a puff effect, the human subject's face developed bizarre AI artifacts like extra limbs or strange growths appearing where they shouldn't be. That live generative test landed at roughly a 5 out of 10. Conceptually interesting, but absolutely not reliable enough for publishing without significant manual rework afterward. Vizard made a conscious decision not to attempt any generative pixel-level changes on the original scene, keeping everything authentic to the source. Instead, it expertly selected a 10-second moment where the woman's subtle body language shifted, specifically capturing the head turn and the quick breath intake to create a truly punchy clip. This clip featured sound-on captioning, beautifully timed slow motion on the exact beat of the action, and a suggested hook caption perfectly optimized for short-form platforms like Reels or TikTok. There were 0 weird faces, absolutely no hallucinations, just an immediately usable high-conversion piece of content delivered to my queue. I rate this a strong 7 out of 10 for its immediate conversion readiness, because the editing is clearly optimized to capture what viewers are most likely to swipe past. Our third result came from the motorcycle point of view footage, a scenario where I had also experimented with adding massive fantasy whales into the sky using a separate generative overlay tool. That other tool managed to place shapes resembling whales, but the anatomy was uncanny, and the added wings or beaks were oddly proportioned, making it only whimsically usable, not believable. Vizard, by contrast, zeroed in entirely on the internal rhythm of the footage, identifying the exact cadence of the camera movement to cut a 20-second version perfectly timed to a currently trending sound. I then utilized Vizard's built-in stickers and motion overlays, which include a library of trend-ready graphic assets to add a few floating whale silhouettes that read very clearly in the vertical format. The final outcome tracked much cleaner and felt completely native to the platform, earning a solid 9 out of 10 for its creator-ready output due to its speed and immediate tweakability. I do need to flag one area where my manual touch was superior. Some earlier edits produced better micro transitions, like a dress color change shot I stole from a prior test that required careful masking and manual keyframing. Vizard simply cannot perform those complex, frame-by-frame generative replacements like a specialized in-frame generator can, but it drastically compensates with unparalleled speed and overall reliability. If your primary goal is consistently shipping high volumes of usable content, you will always trade a tiny bit of pixel-level generative magic for a massive increase in overall output and subsequent growth. Many people always ask about swapping elements, so let's talk about object replacements in detail. There are tools that let you replace a shirt or even an entire van with an unexpected object like a burger. And yes, those experiments can be genuinely fun to run on other platforms. The results from those tools can be incredibly wild. Sometimes they nail a perfect replacement with believable shadowing and parallax, and other times they break everything by replacing a phone in a hand or adding odd floating artifacts. That very unpredictability presents a serious, often fatal problem if your business model requires publishing content reliably at any kind of scale. With Vizard, you don't get that specific object-level replace the van with a burger trick built in straight away, but you gain something exponentially more useful for the vast majority of working creators. That utility includes consistent aspect ratio conversions, perfect platform-optimized captioning, thumbnail suggestions, background music selection, and those critical multiple variants delivered to you in massive batches. The other component of Vizard that I genuinely believe sets it miles apart is the seamless integration of the auto-schedule feature alongside the content calendar. After generating perhaps a dozen short clips from one very long video, you can instruct Vizard exactly how often you wish to post your material. The tool will then automatically schedule your best-performing crop for each platform to perfectly fill your intended posting cadence, populating a visual calendar so you can preview the entire lineup. That specific automation layer is the true difference between making a few lucky viral hits and achieving sustainable long-term channel scaling. I configured a cadence of 3 posts per week, and Vizard immediately lined up the most optimized crop for each specific platform, auto-filled the captions with relevant hashtag suggestions, and scheduled everything out. Later, if I decided to quickly tweak a caption or swap out a less effective thumbnail, I just clicked into that calendar slot, made the tiny edit, and Vizard instantly updated the very next upcoming post. That entire level of deep-seated automation has genuinely saved me several hours of tedious logistical work every single week I've used it. When we compare this to other current offerings, some provide great in-video generative edits but offer zero scheduling functionality whatsoever. Others focus solely on transcript-first editing, but frustratingly lack any form of reliable cross-platform publishing capabilities required today. And then, there are the very expensive tools aimed squarely at high-end post-production studios that are simply overkill for most of us. Vizard successfully lands right in that crucial creator sweet spot: approachable pricing, lightning-fast output, necessary editing features, and authentic publishing automation. Let me give you a few concrete examples from my recent experimentation to really make this distinction clear for everyone watching. In one shirt swap experiment with a different tool, it replaced a guy's shirt with a bright graphic tee, but it accidentally deleted his phone entirely from the shot. If that was the clip I needed, I would have been forced to go back and do extra manual fixes, which defeats the purpose of using AI for speed. With Vizard, the logical pick would have been to simply cut to the frame where the original shirt looked best, add the required caption, and run it as a fashionable microclip. For my cigarette-to-toy test with another generator, it yielded a vaguely toy-like object that was cute, but ultimately too ambiguous for my needs. Vizard would instead isolate that precise hand gesture moment, loop it effectively as a 6-second microclip, and pair it with a playful sound effect and sticker overlay for a comedic short. Regarding full background replacement with something like a beach or a cyberpunk skyline, some platforms look impressive in certain shots but frequently show distracting shadow halos or visible parallax lighting. Vizard takes a different, more robust path. Instead of resynthesizing the entire background, It strategically crops the shot, applies intelligent color grading, and uses overlays or LUTs to effectively sell the desired vibe. This method is less flashy than CGI, but it is significantly cleaner and drastically less likely to break or glitch when a human face is clearly visible within the frame. I also want to briefly mention the utility of Vizard scenes and templates because brand consistency is crucial for many users. If you need a reliable, brand-safe introduction or a consistent closing card across dozens of generated clips, Vizard's templates allow you to apply that single look across everything in one decisive action. Furthermore, the content calendar keeps all those different format variations neatly organized by their specific campaign, target platform, and intended publish date. To be completely transparent, there are a couple of minor downsides to acknowledge up front. If your absolute #1 priority is in-frame generative magic, such as perfect object replacement or photorealistic creation of entirely new elements, some specialized competitors do still hold an edge over Vizard. However, those superior generative tools often demand incredibly heavy compute power, require numerous frustrating regenerations, and usually necessitate significant manual cleanup time. Vizard's core value proposition is fundamentally different. It prioritizes speed, rock-solid reliability, comprehensive automation, and the actual ability to get your content in front of people without hiring a full-time editor. So what is my final verdict after all this testing? For creators and small teams needing to turn a few long videos into a consistent, steady stream of high-quality shorts, Vizard is one of the most practical tools I have ever encountered. It won't replace a high-level compositing artist working on blockbuster VFX, but it will absolutely replace hours spent on trimming, captioning, and the entire scheduling process. When compared against those flashy generators that sometimes create jaw-dropping shots, but other times deliver completely unusable artifacts, Vizard's superior throughput and consistency make it the clear winner for daily use. If you create content and desperately want more posts without completely burning out your entire creative schedule, I highly recommend trying the Auto Edit feature first. Next, set up a simple posting cadence with the Auto Schedule tool, and then use the content calendar to visualize and fine-tune your entire upcoming publication plan. Start by feeding it just one long interview or one raw vlog. Let Vizard generate 10 to 15 solid clip candidates, then pick the top 4 and let it effortlessly fill a week of your posting needs. You will genuinely be surprised by how much positive traction consistent, reliable posting actually generates for your channel growth. All right, that wraps up my full demonstration and my honest, hands-on take on the platform for all of you. If you are curious, I strongly suggest testing Vizard right now on an older library reel or a raw, unedited interview clip because that is precisely the workflow it was truly built to excel within. And if you still love playing around with advanced generative in-frame effects, keep tools like Pika in your creative toolbox for those one-off special shots, but please do not expect them to replace a steady, consistent posting flow. Thank you so much for watching this detailed walkthrough today. If you found this specific breakdown valuable, please hit that like button and subscribe. And I promise to share even more workflows combining practical automation with the latest creative tools. I will see you all in the next video, so keep creating awesome content.